Greetings, everyone. Linda Talaferro from the Extra Effort. It's a career advisory firm where I help professionals get unstuck, strengthen key skills so they can get that next level opportunity. And I want to talk tonight about something that was mentioned to me recently, and I think it's getting heightened because of the situation we're in, working remotely, being in an environment or a space or a time that's uncertain. And that is the fact that, this person shared with me that, Linda, I'm never going to get promoted, never going to get that next level opportunity because I'm not in the clique. And I said, the clique. Okay, now I'm used to cliques in organizations, they groups of friends that click together. I said, okay, explain to me what you mean by the clique. Well, I'm not gonna, I'm not in that chosen group. And I said, so that precludes you because there's this chosen group. You believe that chosen group, that's the only way to get promoted. Absolutely. If you're not in the clique, it's not happening. So therefore you don't even try. So they took that idea and they just made that a fact. I mean, they just immediately made that assumption and totally has given up. So, what is the clique? Let's talk about that. And I've got an example for you that happened in my career. A friend of mine, we're on a team together, and a group of guys go out to lunch. Our doors are open in our office. A group of guys go out to lunch. Now they go out to lunch. They went out to lunch every single day, almost, definitely on Fridays. And he shot across the hall and was like, Linda, aren't you pissed off? They didn't invite you to lunch. They never invite me to lunch. Every Friday they go. They go out every Friday. They don't invite me. They go do this, they go do that. Aren't you pissed off? I was like, no, not really. I'm good. I said, but if it's bothering you that much, talk to the boss about it, because the boss was part of that group. If it's that much of an issue for you, talk to him. But I'm telling you, they have a relationship. They've known each other for years. It's not an issue unless you make it one. He talked to the boss, happened to mention my name, and the boss told him, look, I've known him for over 20 some years, built a relationship. Later on, that boss, after a staff meeting, pulled me aside because the guy actually mentioned my name and said, you know what, I want to thank you for having him come talk to me. And I thank you for what you said, because I'm not going to make apologies for people that I've known for 20 some years. This guy determined it was a clique. I've heard that terminology over and over again. Yes, I am not naive by far. I know that people who've known each other for years may leave and go to another company and bring people along with them. Yes, I get it. I know what happens. But these cliques, we've decided, then translate to our lack of growth. These cliques that we believe exist of people who are in relationships and known each other are somehow roadblocks and impede our growth, when it's actually what we've decided to translate those relationships into. And do you hear a common word that I am constantly using? And that is relationships. Hey, Teller. Hey, Leola. Thanks for joining me. That is relationships. I'm using that common thread, that word, consistently because that's exactly what it is. That's exactly what it is. Individuals have built relationships, strategically so, not random, intentionally so. And those relationships they have leveraged. Hence, they move on. They move forward, which is why I've been telling you since day one the importance of relationships. So these cliques that we decide in our minds are greater than our self-worth, are greater than our ability to connect, are greater than our value that we bring to the table, are therefore the reason why I don't even try. Or how about I'm not even getting out of bed today, especially because now it's an uncertain environment. Now I'm working remotely and these cliques are even more powerful now. And I'm here to tell you it's a bunch of crap. I'm just going to be real with you. It's just crap. Look at me. I am African American woman. There is not an organization I've gone into yet that I've known someone prior. Might have been once in my career. I knew someone prior. Most of the roles I've taken, I've walked in, nobody's known me. Nobody. But I intentionally developed a strategy to build relationships, key ones that have made the difference in my career. I was intentional about it and developed the strategy. I didn't let the idea of a freaking clique or whatever you want to call it preclude me from growth, stop me from doing what I know I could do and getting to that next level. And it's the exact type of strategic plan and framework that I put together in my 7 keys to a successful ladder climb. It's the exact process that I developed that's worked for me, that's worked for numerous other people. Frankly, it's got to start with you, though, recognizing that you got to get that negative self-talk out of your head and creating environments of things like cliques and making them more than what they are. I have a client right now. We had our session last week. Major aha moment for her, because she had the same thought process before she engaged with me. And when she implemented that plan that I gave her last week, she was like, Linda, it's working. I would have never thought it. And an initiative that I came up with 6 months ago that nobody paid attention to, that got passed over, even my boss didn't support. Now he's supporting and has taken it to the director of the unit. I'm actually going to roll it out in another week. Why? Because she decided to step away from that negative self-talk, not allow this, okay, I'm not part of the clique, I look different, I'm this, I'm that, to get in her way any longer, and implemented those keys that I gave her, implemented those steps, really did the work. But it was the difference in the framework that she was given that she's even said she's not seen, not implemented before. We got these things we create for ourselves. I'm telling you, it existed before. Absolutely. I know it did. That thought process about cliques, that thought process about these groups of people that are going to be in our way that we can do nothing about. And then in these uncertain times, it gets magnified, especially when we can't have touch points. So therefore, we really totally give up and decide we're not even maybe going to get out of bed tomorrow. Because why? It's not worth it. I'm not going to get promoted. I'm not going to get that next level opportunity. I'm not going to get to lead that initiative. And you know what? You continue that thought process. You've heard me say words are power. You continue that thought process. Absolutely, that's exactly what's going to happen. Zero growth. Zero growth. So I'm so excited because the 7 keys for a successful ladder climb has exactly that strategic plan in it. It has exactly that strategic plan in it. It will walk you through step by step how to do exactly what you need to do so that, if you want to call it, you become part of the clique. Or frankly, the clique is irrelevant. It's a non-factor because you are doing what's necessary to cultivate your network and remove any obstacles that you believe were there, because you are now solidly known, strategically placed, and doing what's necessary to be considered for that next level opportunity. I'm going to there's a link for this. I'm going to shoot it in the comments. There it is. So that if you're interested in finding out more about it, you just click on it. Tells you all about the 7 keys, and this is a critical one that I'm talking about today. This absolute one about building that strategic networks, because it's more than just getting to know someone. It's a little deeper than that, and it's not all about randomly doing it as well. There's specific way of getting ahead and getting this way of doing things. What I often talk about, the workplace politics. There's a specific way of getting that way to do things leveraged for your benefit. There's a specific way to get that done. And that's what I share with you in the keys, the 7 keys to a successful ladder climb. If you get in there and you have some questions, though, send me a DM, send me an email. I'd love to talk to you a little bit more about it if you want some more details around it. But take this notion, if any of you have this notion of, I'm not going anywhere because I'm not in a clique, therefore I ain't gonna get out of bed, I ain't even gonna try. Kill that negative self-talk now, because it's frankly ludicrous. Because if that were the case, your girl right here wouldn't have the opportunity that I have today. Flat out. And I can tell you numerous other people that I know that have been successful because they didn't allow that to permeate. And most importantly, they did the work to build the strategic relationships they needed to build. So if you're catching this in the podcast, appreciate you for subscribing. If you happen to be watching with me live, like again, Taylor, Leola, really appreciate you for chiming in, typing in your name, let me know you're there. If you're catching it on the replay, again, if you got any questions, don't hesitate, hit me up. I'd love to share more of this with you. And in the meantime, click on that link and go learn about how to build relationships, as well as the 6 other keys that you need to get that next level opportunity. Transformational Tuesdays will pick up next week, but you're going to see me more this week because I've got a lot to talk about. There's some hot stuff that's been coming up that I really want to kill, and I want to kill it quick. And I want to really start rolling this ball of helping people get out of bed and get about the business of moving their career forward. So you'll probably see me several times later this week. Take care.